Today for our lunch and learn. Do you see it, TC? All right, awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Okay.
can see you.
Okay, great. Let me see if I can.
See me?
Yes. All right, guys, just hang tight. We're just getting the streams going on social media. So great afternoon, great afternoon. Happy Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. Hey, TC, these days are going by so fast. Oh my goodness, I can't even keep up. It's Tuesday. That's right, because we're in the lunch and learn room. So, welcome, everybody. Welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're on the hustle in the hustle house on the Clubhouse app for our lunch and learn, and we're going to be talking about the power of planning. We're also on Instagram. Hello, Miss Tina Johnson. Welcome, welcome. And JTS Travel Club. Welcome. Nurse Keisha. Welcome. And we're also on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So, everybody, welcome today to our conversation. Now, this is the plan for today, you guys. We want to do this a little bit differently. This is an opportunity for you guys to ask questions, right? So we want to have the conversational interactive because, like, TC and I feel this is like a major important time of the year. And we want you to understand the importance behind it, the planning process for your next year, like all of your opportunities. You're going to get yourself prepared so that you can just, go full force and take advantage of them. You're going to align yourself and position yourself also for those opportunities. So we're going to be talking about how to do that, how to take advantage of it, how to set your goals in place. We're not waiting for December. We're getting this party started right now. So, we'll be asking a couple of questions. You guys that are here in Clubhouse, please feel free to place your questions in the chat if you have them. And if you can come up to the stage, come on up to the stage and have a conversation with us. You guys on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, place your questions in the comments. And now I'm on a stream, so I can't really see them here, but let me see. I'm hoping that I'll be able to see them to answer the questions. So I'm just going to introduce myself real briefly and then pass the mic over to my mod, TC, so she can introduce herself as well. So I'm Marjorie Mallard. I am your childcare business franchise consultant and business strategist. So this is the thing, you guys. I have 23 years of experience as an entrepreneur. It's been 23 years praises that I have worked for since I've worked for anyone. I've ran my own businesses, multiple child care businesses and locations. I started right out of my house, my 2-car garage 23 years ago, and I built my own brand to a franchise. So I've scaled my business from 2-car garage in the home, multiple sites and locations, to now a global franchise brand. And for me, that was really done through the power of planning. If it's done the right way, your planning is done the right way, it can lead you to open up great doors for your business. So that's who I am. I'm going to pass the mic over to TC so she can introduce herself.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. And yes, I just switched my location because I wanted to just work on something real quick and then drop it for you all in the chat and also in the clubhouse. I'm gonna re-drop the link. So Miss Marjorie dropped a link, like she pinned the link right above her head. But I'm gonna put the link back. I just wanted to, touch it a bit, right? And I put it back for you all so you can grab it because it's an amazing resource you don't want to miss out on. So I just wanted to say, because I know some people are like, oh, I thought I saw something there. Yes, you did. but I removed it and I'm going to put it back. Okay. Now, my name is TC. I'm a launch and sales automation strategist. I have all things launches, marketing campaigns, simple automated system, helping you get the work done while you work smart, you make more money, you work less, and you're as much as possible living the lifestyle that you deserve and desire. Now, today is very important. You know, every time we talk about planning and all of those great stuff, sometimes we do not understand what exactly this means. And that's why I feel like today's conversation is very important. And I can't wait for us to get into today's conversation. So, yes, Miss Marjorie, over to you.
Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, TC. Guys, again, we want to make this conversational. You know, we're here to help you guys put your best foot forward and start the planning process. Now, we know as entrepreneurs, this is the thing, right? There is no such thing as a shortage of challenges in entrepreneurship, right? They come a dime a dozen constantly. However, strategic planning, right? Planning with a strategy behind it, planning with a blueprint for how you are going to accomplish your plans is important to overcome the challenges that may arise as you're going through your journey. Because there's one thing that we know for sure, you're going to have those challenges. Now, whether or not you're prepared for them beforehand is extremely important as to how you are going to handle those challenges when they arise. See, I firmly believe that through strategic planning, you can plan to mitigate those challenges, right? Mitigate the risks that may come that you may have to deal with as you're going through your process. Now, does it make a difference what business you are in? It doesn't make a difference um, what industry you are a part of. There are certain principles that that hold firmly for every business and every industry's success, and that has to do with the planning process and the strategy that you use behind it so that you're able to move forward. So, I shared with you guys that I started my business out 23 years ago out of the garage of my home. I firmly believe that if I knew what strategic planning was and how to make it work for me, that I probably would have scaled my business a lot sooner. Because here's the deal, when I first started, I didn't know anything about business. I literally just jumped in, I dived right on in. I had an idea. I said, I'm going to bring it to the marketplace. I didn't know anything about researching who to talk to, how to validate the concept, how to validate the idea. I just threw it in. So, what happened? I faced a lot of challenges along the way. I bumped a lot of heads. I fell flat on my face a lot of times before I was able to grab a hold of the right way to do it so that I could scale my business. Now, as I've learned how to work smarter, right, and more strategically, not harder, what's happened for me is when it came time for me to grow and move full force ahead, then the process then became seamless. It became so much more seamless for me where I wasn't trying to figure things out as I was moving forward. I wish I had someone who was able to say to me, Marjorie, focus on your strengths. Focus on your strengths. Focus on your opportunities. Focus on your weaknesses, but from a different angle, right? I wish I had someone to say that to me. Now, guys, in the planning process, it's so important for you to have clarity in those areas because those are the areas that you're going to make really work for you or you're going to choose to delegate to someone else so that through that delegation process, it's still going to work for you. It's just that you're not going to be pounding your head trying to figure it out. So that's the difference, right? where that is involved. So I learned how to work through the business planning process and all of the different components within that plan I used in my day to day so that I was able to scale and grow my business to a franchise model. Now, again, like I said, it doesn't matter what industry you're in or what you're looking to do. If you're selling t shirts, if you're selling hair, if you're selling VA services, it doesn't make a difference. You still need to know you still have to have certain systems in place, and you still have to have certain components within your planning process so that it could truly work, right? Now, you have to know what's involved in your industry, in the market, what's working out there, right? For the clients and customers that are utilizing the services, similar to what you're offering, what they like, what they don't like. So, all of those research components are going to help you. So, when you're sitting there trying to create a marketing strategy, right? When you're sitting there trying to create a way to attract your ideal client, you've got some sort of clarity. And that's the whole thing. You need that clarity. Without that clarity, you're literally all over the place. You're wasting time. And guys, as we know, wasting time means wasting money and wasting resources. So if you take the time in advance to go ahead and put those measures in place. And if you're already in business, it's okay. It's okay. It's never too late to start. We're at the tail end of this year. And I myself, I'm so super excited about what 2024 is going to bring because my plan is in place. Like I have my money goals laid out. I know who I want to attract. I know what the marketplace is doing, right? I put those measures into place. Now, not to say that it's definitely defined like, as a tail end. It isn't because the plan is forever being updated. Industries change, technology change, the demands of your customers and your clients change, right? We're forever getting new ideas, but at least the framework is there and at least the foundation is there. So that alone is the beginning to help you in the planning process. What do you think, TC? You're on mute.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like you're 100% correct. And the truth is, at the end of the day, we might have all of these things in our head, right? So I was talking about setting up like workflows the other day, and there's this thing with planning. When you have a plan, so I'm not saying when you have a plan you make the money, right? I'm not saying that outright.
Mhm.
But you see, when you have a plan, you are 50% to your goal because then it becomes achievable. Now, when you make your plan or you create your plan, and I feel like Miss Match, when you were speaking, I'm thinking and I'm doing what I'm. But then I was thinking to myself, it's not only, it doesn't just stop with you having a plan. You also want to know that your plan needs to be structured enough to be able to work for you because your plan needs to be timed, right? Now, if you pause or you sleep on your plan, if you don't set out the right plans at the right time, the right way, it's not going to work. So most times when I hear people say, okay, you have questions like, do you have a business plan? And you hear people say, yep, I don't have a business plan. My other question is, so why are you still where you are the last time I met you? I'm just asking. Because at the end of the day, if you really have a business plan that works, remember your business plan is relevant. Your business plan is smart. And smart means specific, all of those great stuff. Now it needs to be timed out, it needs to be relevant. That is what your business plan is. That is what your plan is. Any plan you're setting out for yourself That's basically what it is. Now, if you have an outdated, documented something that call a business plan, now that's not a business plan. Because if whatever you have on paper or on your laptop or stuck up on Google Drive is what you say is a plan, but the last time you checked it was like 2 years ago, now I don't know what you have. Or rather, you were saying something about, setting up your plan, don't wait for next year. Like seriously, we were having this conversation the other day
We
when we
were.
say, as I heard that the government, right, literally are done with your plans. Like that's smart. Because whatever that is going to happen next year is now. Like you want to start making whatever that is going to happen for you next year. You want to start it now.
Yes.
Now, if you think you're going to start setting up your plan January, you know what's going to happen? July, August, September, you're still planning.
That's right.
The entire year is over.
Yeah.
And when we were speaking, when we were talking about it, Miss Maggie, you know what? After we're done with that conversation, I literally ran to I have like this folder where I have like my maps. I really ran there and I'm like, let me be sure. Sometimes we get lost in telling people what they need to do, that we forget that we need to check ourselves as well.
That's true.
Helping others, that we forget that we need to help ourselves. So after we're done with that conversation, I literally had to run out. And I'm like, I'm sure I'm not shooting myself on the foot, right? So yeah, I totally agree with you. 100%.
Yeah. And let me just paint this picture for you guys, okay? Because I come from the school and from the past of doing the plan in December, right? That was my past. Doing it in December, but let me share this with you. December turned into January. January turned into February. And then February turned into I'm going to give up and I'm going to do it as I go. That was my past. And I could not understand for the life of me why I was working so hard and not achieving what I wanted to for myself. Like I wasn't achieving my goals. So let me paint this picture. Imagine having a plan where you know everything that you are going to be bringing out to the marketplace and your clients. At least, I'm going to say for the year, okay? But okay, let's say 6 months, all right? But imagine if you know exactly what you are bringing to your clients already, the names, the product types, the product offerings. I'm not saying how it's going to be done. I'm just saying the products that you're going to be bringing. Imagine knowing that. Imagine knowing what month, what season, what time of the year you're going to be doing these launches. Like right now, where you stand now, imagine having that in place. Now, imagine also having in place, you know exactly who you're going to target, right? Because you've done your research and you know exactly who you're going to target. You know what their pain points are, you know what their needs are. So, can you now imagine when the time, the season, the month, the time of the year comes around, how you're going to just be launching this out? And people at that point are waiting for what you have, as opposed to you figuring out, okay, what am I going to do? Okay, let me look at my competition. Let me see what they're doing. And let me try to create the same thing, right? Not everything is meant for everyone. You could be in the same industry as someone else, but your flavor in what you bring to the marketplace is going to be different than the next person's price, right? The way that you do things are going to attract your clients. So if you know what approach at this time of the year, right? Before December 31st, 2023 rolls around, if you know what you're going to be bringing to the marketplace, you know who you're going to be targeting specifically, whether it's women, men, the age group, the demographic, where you're going to find them, how you're going to find them. If you know all of that already laid out in your plans, this is what happens in December, before December 31st. Instead of you pounding your head and trying to make sense of this, now you've already got all the data. The plan's already laid out. Now you open up your calendar. Everything's laid on the calendar. Now you create a marketing strategy that aligns with the products and services that you've already planned out and the clients that you're targeting. The marketing strategy is the easiest piece as opposed to trying to figure out the data for everything else, because we could create marketing strategies until we're blue in the face if we're not targeting the right people, right? If it's not something that's needed by the industry, by the market, by your clients, like what good is your marketing strategy going to do, right? So if you take the time out now at this time of the year to put all of those measures in place. Make sure whatever you create operates in your strength, right? Make sure whatever you create, you have plans to delegate what is involving your weaknesses. Make sure whatever you create is in tune for any opportunities that may arise throughout the year, and make sure whatever you create has a plan to mitigate any challenges that you may face or any risk that may come your way. Can you just picture what your year is going to look like? Now, like TC says, it's not saying that you're going to make 100,000 or, six figures or five figures. But when you have that all aligned and mapped out, and now you can plug it into your money goals, whatever those money, you're playing a different game. You're playing a completely, entirely different game. I mean, I just love it. This, guys, gets me excited. This is what grew my business to a franchise. When I knew I wanted to grow and I knew I didn't want to have multiple locations, and I had to do the research to figure how am I going to make X amount of dollars in certain period of time with certain people without doing what I don't want to do, right? Because a lot of people, they don't think that way. It's like, okay, how am I going to make this money? But without doing what you don't want to do, because what you don't want to do is going to give you a hiccup. It's going to slow you down. And that's when I decided to search the marketplace to learn how to franchise, and have accomplished it. So whether you're selling wigs, shirts, pens, VA services, massage, it's the strategy and the principle is the same for all industries across the board. And here's the kicker, guys. It's as simple as a business plan. Think about it. Don't think those words are something that's scary. Just two words: business plan. Plan for your business plan. It doesn't have to be this monstrosity of a product, something that works for you to make you scale, right? What do you think, TC? I mean, I could talk about this all day because that excites me.
Okay, so this is exciting because while you were speaking, right, I thought about something. Now, picture this. Okay, picture that you don't have a plan. Like I'm not saying get a plan. I'm not saying click on the link on Clubhouse to get the workbook so you're able to set up your business plan. No, that's not what I'm saying. Like literally don't do that. If you feel like you're not called to do that, don't do that. But picture this scenario. Now, you don't set a plan for yourself and you start up, right? We're done with 2023 and then come for you're still where you are. Literally, because that's what's going to happen. Now, if you think you're growing, you're not growing because you're one place, but you think it's in your mind. The growth is in your mind, but you're stagnant.
Yes.
Now, watch this. That's not all. Because while this magic was speaking, in my head. Now we're saying, okay, you know what? I know what I want to do. Yeah, we all know what we want to do. Like we all are geniuses. Like we have it all in our heads. Tell you, whatever that doesn't, like literally, if you don't take it out of your head and put it somewhere, document it so you can see it, be accountable for to what you say you want to achieve, it's not going to work. All of those 6 figures, 10 figures you see out there, it's not magic. It's intentional act. If you really want to make money, it's intentional. Nothing that get inspired. Get inspired to the focus. Don't get inspired copying what somebody else is doing because you become
Yes.
now when you have a plan, generally come where you are, but you think you're growing because you get 500 views or 1,000 followers. That's not growth. I'm just saying because like now February will come. You know, we have March, we have would dawn on you July when you realize that you're still where you were at 3. Now you know why that is it, but you do not have what is keeping you in check with your goals. I feel what has helped me. So we did like this amazing boot camp. Miss Marjorie hosted like this boot camp, and then I was like earlier this year. Now that boot camp was mind blowing. You know why? Because I have a business plan, yes, but I realized that the power in updating already have. Because that is the reason why so many of us do not understand and know how to scale. What they're doing is growing, but at a stage for people to reach that space that you are called to reach, you need to understand what it means to scale. Now, if you're still working with the plan that you used to have, you're dragging, like literally, you are the, so you know, most times some people would pray and say, all the enemies to whatever the enemies to whatever. Make sure you're not the enemy that you're casting away.
Yes, that's good.
We are enemies that we are casting out. Why? Because we are still living in the past. When we set up new plans, new goals that push us into skyrocketing out. Sometimes I was on this call, right? It was a training I was in, and then it wasn't planned. Just asked everybody like, what do you think you can achieve between now and the end of the year? And confidently, you know, one very beautiful lady just said, well, just give or take maybe 10,000. And I'm like, what do you sell actually between now and get 10,000, give or take, meaning you're not even sure and you're not hoping to go past 10,000. And she's like, well, if I like 5,000, now it is reducing. You see? 10,000. And she's like, well, if I do like 5,000, I think, you know, that would be good for me. What would happen to you if smash 100,000, even a million? Everything can happen.
Wow.
That's what it takes to get you to that space. Now, why are you limiting yourself? Now, you see the reason why she's limiting herself? Because she doesn't have a plan. I'm going to pause here because I know Miss Marjorie's eyes like.
And that's exactly what happens because you become overwhelmed. You become overwhelmed, you become desperate. And at that point, I hate to say it, but listen, I'm speaking truth, guys. 23 years I've been doing this, right? You get to the place where it's like, all right, I'm going to take whatever I can get because you don't have those smart goals in place so that you can arrive somewhere, so that you can accomplish your objective, right? The smart goals are smart goals for us to utilize through our planning process, not just to be talking about smart measurable goals. They're there for a reason. So unfortunately, this poor woman did not know how many she wanted to attract. So she reduced her numbers. At this stage of the game, I know with my financial projections where I want to end my 2024. Truth be told, guys, going out 5 years. Yes, going out 5 years. But for I know what I want to accomplish by 2024. And most importantly, because we could just sit and figuratively speaking, say, I want to make X amount of dollars. But do you have the blueprint and the GPS and the roadmap to get you to the place of what you want to accomplish? That's what we're talking about here. Now, guys, I've made this seamless for you. I have made this seamless for you. For you to think big picture and accomplish big picture goals right through the business planning workbook that we have pinned here. That business planning workbook is going to help you do the research in your industry so you know the fair share of your market and what the market involves, what the people within the industry, the corporations, the businesses that failed, why they failed. You want to know that. You don't want to make those mistakes, right? Or you want to leverage those opportunities as well. Financial projections, how to set yourself up so that you know what you're going to make in a year, 2 years, 3 years, per quarter, right? Take those 4 quarters, break it down into 12-week segments, move forward from there. Now, when you create a plan to that effectiveness, right? Strictly to those components, that's different from just writing in your journal, I want to sell 10 services. That's completely different. So, the workbook that I have pinned here, guys, take a look at it and you'll see it helps you break down your projections, your market research, figure out your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, the analysis, figure out what your competition is doing so that you could leverage on that and create your products and services that are going to be in constant demand in the marketplace. You don't want to just sell one time, right? I mean, think about it. How do businesses stay in business if they sell one time to one client? That's not how it works. We know this. There has to be a constant influx of sales going on. Now I'm talking sales because if you're in business, we're talking sales. And this is the beauty. Childcare, VA, funnels and automation, t-shirts, socks, toothbrush, it doesn't matter. Business is equivalent to sales in order to be successful. Now, you have to plan appropriately to acquire the sales that you need to meet your budgets, right? To keep your business in place. For my childcare ladies out there, do not think for a minute that just because you have a business that is taking in children, that's where it stops for you. You should be thinking growth, whatever that may mean for you. Offer different products, different services, grow multiple locations, grow beyond where you are, grow your capacity. That's all done through the planning process. It does not require you looking at your competition and doing what they're doing. And that's for every business. I remember when, once upon a time when that was me. I was like, all right, like, what do I do? How do I do this? TC, I was like, all right, let me see what the other person's doing. Let me see if I can create it. And guess what, TC? It failed. It failed because it wasn't me. It wasn't authentic and it wasn't meant for me, right? We could have the same businesses, and whatever I am offering could be different than the next person because we have each our own uniqueness, right? That USP, that unique selling proposition in what we're offering. So, all of that I teach you in that workbook so that you can put a plan into place, go through the templates to help you think on a bigger picture. And I would love to see what your plans are going to be like for 2024. I would love to answer some questions. We've got people in the audience. I'm going to take a look at Clubhouse here. So, Seema J. Harris, are you still here? Shay, okay. You're saying elaborate a bit more. Can you tell me exactly what point you would like for me to elaborate a bit more on? And I would love to do that. Data very much supports goal planning. Exactly. Pull reports, look at customers buying, even survey to get feedback. Absolutely. Right? This info will help with goal planning. And this is the thing, Shay. Once you have that data in your hand, you can put your projections for growth together very easily. You know why? Because numbers don't lie, right? Numbers don't lie. You'll know what your insights are, you know what your views are, what the demand is, what your purchases are, right? You'll know the amount of people possibly who are looking to purchase. I mean, that data there is so, so important. Yes, it truly is. Let me see if we have any more. Guys, please feel free to ask myself and TC any questions. I'm just looking through some of the comments to see if there are any questions that we can answer. All right, so there's no questions, but let me ask you guys this. I want to know what part of growing your business is the most challenging. If somebody can answer that, let's talk about that. What part of growing your business is most challenging? Is it idea creation, idea validation? Is it marketing, right? Is it trying to automate, systemize? What part is most important? Or how about, what's your goal for the upcoming year? Are you looking to start a business, grow your business, create new products and services? What are your goals for the upcoming year? Drop it in the chat.
The line is accurate, but I'm thinking, and like, I feel like my challenge, I feel like right now is hiring, because then, um, some people think it's easy to hire, but it's not. Especially because sometimes we we either judge the book by its cover, or we don't even judge at all.
Exactly. Exactly. So true.
And so, I feel like right now for me is hiring. But what I decided to do is, and that brings us to having a plan, right?
Yes.
I feel like sometimes we look at having our plans as just something really little, but it cuts across different areas in our businesses. Because then you know what you're looking out for.
Yep.
You know what is. And for me, when I think about hiring, I'm not just thinking about hiring for myself. I'm thinking about hiring for my clients as well. Because then, I want to be very careful, because these people are like directly connected to me, and so I'm like in the middle. So either way, I get bumped.
Well, that's a good thing.
So feel like that's me right now. But one thing I started doing is investing more on training. Right?
Yes.
But then I realized that, I think at a stage, people are, or some people, especially freelancers, or maybe people handy, not everybody is as skilled as what they are. Now, some people say that they're skilled, but then they're, getting other people to do what they're skilled. And they don't even know what that they know.
That's so true. I'm laughing because it's so true. People are creating businesses without the expertise behind it.
There was a time when ChatGPT was really very just started all maybe that, and you see different people started making ChatGPT course. You see a wellness fitness expert creating ChatGPT course, and I'm like, what is the relationship between selling ChatGPT course and wellness? And then that's why we started having just it's a lot,
Yeah.
right? And that's why it was a lot for me. So what I decided to do was, so that I don't get bonds either way, because I don't want to be responsible for people that, I don't trust myself. So what I decided to do is start training these people. So they come into my space as more friends, or like, and then I get to train, work with them first before they now start. So they literally start with my business before now starting with helping out, and being a, so I'm still working on it, but it only gets better, right?
Yes, yes.
With the plan, I know what I envision it seems to look like,
Right.
right? And so I'm working on it. So yes,
I
that's
love that. And listen, guys, so TC made a great point that I just want to bring to you guys' attention. So, firstly, I'm offering a 90 minute. I'm offering a profit accelerator where you're able to work with me one on one to create your plan. Now, TC also offers VA services. So if that, creating your plan is a weakness, if there is something within the planning process that you're not sure of, the creation process that that's not your strength, remember, I said earlier in the beginning of the conversation, work within where your strength lies. So delegate. She's got VAs that can give you assistance so that you can truly make this happen. Do not waste time trying to put things together that you're not great at doing. That is not your strength. You could be using your time to make money as opposed to working on those other areas. So, definitely, if you're in need of someone to help you create, then definitely speak with her. I see we've got the strategy lady in the house. Let me bring her up. I'm not sure if she's able to speak, but I'll bring her up. But the strategy lady also can help you strategize your plans. You've got a whole team here, okay? An entire team where the planning process would start with me in creating that plan. The strategy lady can help you strategize it. And then you've got the VA service right here to help implement. There is no reason, right, why you should hold back or not make it happen. Let me tell you something that I've learned a long time ago. When I first started out in the business and I decided to grow, I tried to do everything by myself. TC, I literally tried to do everything by myself. And you know how that saying goes, oh, it doesn't get right done right unless you do it by yourself. No, I learned that that's a crock of you know what. Okay. That's not the truth. It gets done right if you have the right plan in place, you've got clarity, and you've got some strategies that you could share to somebody else to help you implement. Now it's done right, it's done faster, and it's done more effectively. And that's what you want. You want efficiency in your implementation. You don't want to be stressing out trying to make things happen. So some people say it doesn't cost money to make money. All right. So hold me to this. I say it does. Okay. Because if you want to be efficient in what you're doing and what you're bringing to the marketplace, it's going to cost money for you to partner up with experts that's going to save you time to help you make more money. That's how I look at it. Okay.
true.
Right? So you could not have any money, okay? Don't want to spend any money. Twiddle your fingers. What you could do in 2 months, 3 years could take you 2 years. I mean, 2 to 3 months could take you 2 to 3 years because you don't want to make that investment, right? So I myself, when I decided to franchise, I didn't know how to franchise. I didn't know squat about franchising. I had to pay to leverage somebody's brain and experience so that I could make it happen for me, so that I could be the trailblazer in my industry. And now as I'm coaching and consulting and teaching, I am not a graphics designer. I don't work with systems, automation. Like, I don't understand. That's not my language. My language is okay, we could figure out how we could strategically plan this. Let's get some data in place, right? Don't do that step. Go down this road because I know it's going to get you there. That's where my expertise lies in. So when it comes for me putting things out to the marketplace, I've got to put a little money out there so I can hire these experts to do it for me because I know the ROI, the return in my investment is going to be great. And I'm getting older. I don't have time to play. I don't have another 2, 3 years to figure things out. I need it tomorrow. I need it in 30 days. So let me figure out how to make that work for me. Thank you, Strategy Lady, for coming on up to the stage. Would you like to chime into this conversation?
Just get a chance to get in and just anytime I see you in TC on online in any place, I know I gotta join because I know you ladies are literally going to be dropping real, true nuggets. And I just wanted to say ditto to what you mentioned. It's real. As business owners, we have to put some skin in the game in order for you to move forward. Think about it. You're in business to make money, right? So if you're in business to make money, somebody has to put skin in the game to get whatever it is that you have to offer. Whatever the strange reason is, sometimes we get a little conflicted with that area. And the fact, Marjorie, that you understand wholeheartedly where you stand, you understand your assignment. You're not trying to do something that somebody else does better. You're giving it to them so that they can operate in what they call what they're calling the genius or optimization. It's important that we understand that. It's important that we recognize that. When we recognize that, we can walk our vision out the correct way because we're taking the time and focusing on things that we work best at. TC definitely works good with automations, a whole lot of other different things. I do some of the same things, but we both know where our gifts truly lie, and we can easily delegate it to someone else. This is why she has a team of people, VAs, to do those different things, where she can focus, yet at the same time, she can also understand that thing that she works best at and operate in that. So I'm in total agreement with what you ladies have shared thus far.
Thank you so much for that, Strategy Lady. TC, would you like to share?
I love that. I love that, and I totally agree because at the end of the day, so this is what I was thinking while Strategy Lady was speaking. Even if that's your zone of genius, I feel like you get to a point in your business where certain things are no longer things to get to do. Right now, you're now functioning on a higher scale. So you shouldn't be doing it because in you doing it, you're depriving yourself from taking up space that you're meant to take up. Right? And so sometimes, much as we want to delegate things that we don't know about, you should also look at delegating things that or outsourcing things that you know. How about that? But you can't do it. You don't want to do it because your time is more valuable, right? So gone are those days where even if you have time but you love to do it, you can get. So here's the thing, right? I love to work my hands around so many good stuff, right? So I love designing. I design a lot. However, unless it comes to that part where it comes to the part where TC, I need to literally review this client's designs because maybe they have specific things to get done, then I would go in and start working around the designs. But personally, I do my designs myself, right? But it doesn't mean I'm not outsourcing. It doesn't mean that I cannot the best thing I could do is have a template, create a template depending on what the client's outline is, and then I give it to the assistants assigned to the client. So, okay, you know what? Follow these templates because this is what the clients need and this is what the client wants done, right? And then you follow. Now, everybody is happy. I can get to do my thing. Now, can I do it? Yes. If the chips are down and maybe for some reason that VA is not available and she can't step in, can I do it? Yes. But
Mhm.
do I meant to like outsource it? It's yes, because I can use that time to do something else. Literally, I'm speaking to you. Now, if I'm chopped up times, do you know how many clients that I have? Now, imagine me sitting down to have this conversation, right? So I feel like, when we think about scaling, we should understand that the same way we want people to pay us for the value we bring to the table, we should understand that we need to invest in other people's crafts, invest in other people's mission for us to scale into our next level. Now, that's how I see it.
Absolutely. That's 100%. And let me tell you something as well, and you probably know the same thing, TC. That's when we begin to play a different game in our business and we scale. That's when it becomes seamless. That's when we work efficiently. That's where we see growth happening, right? Because your peace of mind is different. You've got a plan, a blueprint that you're following, you've got a strategy that's in place, and now you're leveraging the expertise for the implementation piece. Right there, that entire bundle will help you most certainly grow in your business. So, guys, going into 2024, take the time now to sit down with your thoughts, really do a brain dump as to where you see yourself in 2024. Where do you see yourself? Why do you see yourself in this place? Who is going to help you get there? What clients are you going to provide services with so that you could form that collaboration to fulfill your end goal? What collaborations do you need to do in business to help you achieve your objectives? Right? So there's so many things that you really strategically need to think about in the planning process. Not just, okay, I'm going to open up a notebook, I'm going to open up a journal, I'm going to write my thoughts. Now, that's great, don't get me wrong, but that is not efficient for the planning process. There's more data that needs to go, that's involved in there. And we can't grow in business alone. You need collaborations. Who can you collaborate with to help you? Yes.
So, Andrew, there's something up. I think you are muted because on Clubhouse your mic is muted, and Miss Janet just said she can't hear you. Maybe on Instagram, I'm not sure where she's viewing this from, but your mic is muted on Clubhouse, so nobody on Clubhouse can hear you.
I did this one time before as well. And I was just flowing with the moment. Oh my goodness, what the heck was I saying? All right, guys, so sorry, but thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I was talking about, guys, with the planning process, the importance behind it, right? And really doing a brain dump. And when you're thinking about planning, certain factors that I want you to consider, right? Not just writing in your journal. I want you to think about, where do you see yourself going in 2024? At the end of 2024, where will you arrive? Who will you arrive there with? Who will you be servicing? Who is going to be banging on your door asking you for this product or service that you have, because it's going to be so great what you're bringing to the marketplace, right? Who are you also going to be utilizing from a business standpoint to help you meet those objectives? Who would you be working with? All of these things I want you to think about. How much money do you see yourself clocking in, right? In March, depending upon your corporation or your business. But for me, it's March of 2025 as an S Corp when the taxes get done. How much money do you see your business generating? How much revenue do you see yourself bringing in at the end of the year, every quarter, on a weekly basis, right? At the end of your 12-week turn, how much money do you see yourself there? All of those things are what you should truly be considering when you're thinking about planning. And as far as your competition, how are you going to throw them out of the park? Like, how are you going to do that, right? What is it that they're bringing to the marketplace that you can tenfold increase on that hasn't worked for them, make better? All of those different things is what you should be considering in your planning process. I can't say enough that the business planning process is a tool, ladies, that we put in our toolbox. Open it up, open it up side by side with your calendar. And now you're putting all of your SMART goals, your blueprint, in line with your quarters, with your dates, with your years. And now you create your marketing plan and you've got full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. So again, the business planning workbook that I have, do we have the link up? Yes, here on the link will help you think in line with those objectives that I've just spoke to you about. Help you create those responses and help you create a plan so that you can have a roadmap for your 2024. It's time for, I don't know how long you guys have been in business, but it's time to play a new game. It's time to go big or go hard. I know for me, that's where I'm at in my mindset. If you're not there yet and you're just starting out, it's okay, but you could still go big in the planning process. You could still go hard in the planning process. You could still go big and hard in making connections and forming collaborations, right? But it's strategic acting, not just reacting. We don't want to do that anymore. We don't want to just react. So, with that, hey ZZ, welcome to the room. Let me see if we have any questions. We don't have any questions. I hope that some of the information that we have shared here today helps you think about, listen, Sunday's coming, Saturday's coming. I don't know what plans you have, but pick one. Pick one, okay? Here within, like before Thanksgiving comes around, get yourself a nice drink, wine, tea, coffee, soda, water, whatever your flavor is. Find a comfy seat and start working and creating your plans. Start putting it into place so that when January 1st rolls around, you've got something to move effectively in and not continue the planning process. I wish I could teach you guys, like from my mistakes, how much money I've left on the table in my past because I did not have clarity. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was like a little puppy chasing my tail, doing things over and over and over again, trying to get different results. Like, until I learned about the business planning process, it changed my mindset. And then when I put my marketing plan together and I saw what my projections could be, I said, what the heck? I've been playing small all this time. Like, this is how much money I could truly make. And I didn't just come up with the figures. That's data that's out there in the marketplace. So I hope the same for you guys. And I really, truly hope everybody a prosperous, wealthy, clear, and meeting our objectives for 2024. So, ladies, before we close out the room, anyone want to? I'll pass the mic over, and we could just tell the good people where they could find you and how to follow you and what you offer.
Okay, but they can hear me.
Yeah.
Because you can find me on LinkedIn, on Instagram. What I have going on now. If you have questions about your launches, your else, your simple automated systems, reach out to me. I'm happy to support in that regards. We have the room like literally every single Tuesday. So stay connected and be a part of all. All right, that's what I have to say. Thank you. Over to you, Mr. Knight.
awesome. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I was like, did I lose Marjorie? Hopefully you all can hear me.
Oh, I can hear you now. I didn't. Were you speaking before? We couldn't hear you before, but
I couldn't. My signal was going in and out.
oh, okay. Now you're clear.
Awesome, awesome. My name is Danette Moss. I'm always excited to be right here joining the stage with these beautiful ladies. I can be found here. I can also be found over on LinkedIn, one of my favorite platforms. Let's talk.
We just lost you.
Hang with me. Can you hear me?
Danette, yes, there. Go ahead.
Okay, awesome. My car was picking up some signals here, but you can find me and hang out with me over at letstalkstrategies.com. It's one of my favorite places that I hang out in on a consistent basis. LinkedIn is my favorite platform. Hanging out with these lovely ladies here on Clubhouse is a definite place also, and I go live on my social platforms often. And I encourage you all to hang out with me there as well. In fact, Marjorie and TC, I'll be going live at, I believe it's 6 p.m. today, where you can find me and learn more about the Strategy Lady and the things that I enjoy sharing with you all that will allow you to elevate your business. My signal is going in and out, so I'm not going to keep it long, but this is Danette, the Strategy Lady, and I'm just going to land my plane on that. Y'all connect with me over on IG, where you can find out how you can connect with me and stay abreast of getting your sass on in your business. This is Danette, the Strategy Lady. And you know I got to land my plane at least one time before I leave this stage.
I love it. I'm hopping on. Where are we going? Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming into this room. Before I close out the room, just real briefly, again, my name is Marjorie Mallard. I'm your business strategist, and I help you tackle the complexities and the overwhelm that you may be experiencing in the launch or scaling of your business through the business planning process. So there is a link up above as well as in the comments here in the chat. Go ahead and click on that if you want to grab your workbook so that you can get started with the strategic business planning process for your 2024. Let's kick it off the right way. Start now. Don't wait until the end of the year. And again, as TC mentioned, we're here every Tuesday for our lunch and learn. So be sure to come back and join us. Even though the room is ending, please, if you have any questions pertaining to anything discussed here, even if you are on the replay, do not hesitate to reach out to one of us. Check our bios, send us a message here or on any of our platforms, and we'll be sure to help you and give any assistance that we possibly can. Until next time, I wish everyone a successful and powerful, powerful week ahead. And I'm going to close out the room in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Have a great day, everyone. And for you guys listening out there in social media land, thank you so much for coming in and joining us during our chat. We will be here as well again on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. So be sure to come back and join us. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send us a DM so that we can most certainly give you some assistance. The power of planning and growing smart. That's what we are all about. All of us, all three of us, growing smart. We want to grow our businesses, and it doesn't matter what industry or business you are in. You should always be in that growth mentality mindset. So tap into us, send us a DM. We would love to connect. And with that, guys, I'm going to close out the lives, and I hope everyone has a powerful, powerful day.